Let's take a look at how we can perform operations with rational expressions. For subtraction, I can subtract two polynomials if they have a common denominator. I can subtract their numerators if they have a common denominator. So the first thing we need to do is create a common denominator. To do that, I want to factor the denominators that are there, because if they have common factors, we don't need to repeat those, but we do need to adjust the factors and include factors that aren't included with both denominators. So factoring the first denominator, I get x plus 1 times x minus 1. The second denominator I can factor out a 3, and I get 3 times x plus 1. That tells me that I need to multiply the first rational expression by 3. I can include 3 as a factor since that's included in the other denominator. I can include 3 as a factor in the denominator of the first rational expression by multiplying the top and the bottom by 3. In a similar way, I can include x minus 1 as a factor in the second rational expression if I multiply the top and the bottom by x minus 1. So multiplying that out, we get 12 from the first rational expression, 12 over 3 x plus 1 times x minus 1, and minus 2 times x minus 1 over 3 times x plus 1 times x minus 1. Now I want to be careful. I don't want to cancel out the x minus 1 with anything, because then I would be back in the place where I started with. What I'd like to do is now subtract the numerators. So I can create a single rational expression with the first numerator 12 and then minus the second numerator 2 times x minus 1. Since we have a common denominator, I can write that denominator once as the denominator of this new expression. So the 3 times x plus 1 times x minus 1, that by itself is just the new denominator. Putting the numerators together, I need to multiply through with the negative 2, and I should mention again, I can't cancel at this point. I can't cancel the x minus 1 and the x minus 1 from the top and the bottom because this is not a factor. So these do not cancel. That's a mistake that students sometimes make. We have to be kind of careful about that. It looks a bit like a factor, but because of this minus sign, I can't cancel that x minus 1 with the x minus 1 below it. What I can do is multiply out. This becomes negative 2x plus 2. And then I can put those numbers together to get a positive 14, so I get negative 2x plus 14. Combining those like terms. And that's it. We can't make that any simpler. Again, x minus 1 wasn't a factor, so I can't cancel that with the x minus 1 in the denominator. It's not a factor up in the numerator. And if we look at what we have here, there are no common factors. I guess I could do one more thing, and maybe I should do one more thing to make this a little simpler. I can factor out a negative 2. That leaves behind x minus 7. And that clearly shows us that there is no common factor with the top and the bottom. Right, so x minus 7 is not at all like x plus 1 or x minus 1. And so there we are, done. That's as simple as we can make it.